topic today for New Year's resolution versus New Year's
declarations.
declarations is don't overthink things.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yep.
Actually, that could be the very first one.
Well, why don't we start off? We could start it off right like that. Don't overthink things.
Yeah. That's funny because yesterday we were I was doing a training and we were 20 something minutes in and we were still the team was still trying to grasp a specific thing that we were going to deal with. And we're 20 minutes in, they're like, oh, do you think we should just stick with that? And I went, what, the first thing that we actually spoke about in the first minute? Stick with that. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, have you heard of KISS? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, keep it
simple, sweetheart.
So
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, dear friends. What an auspicious episode we have in store for you today, this day, New Year's Day. I'm so excited for 2024. We have this, I'm really excited for this conversation today. We are talking about New Year's resolutions versus New Year's declarations. Aha. And I already have some things that in the back of my mind that I want to bring into this conversation. So super excited about this one. So welcome, dear listeners. We trust you're having a beautiful holiday season, whatever you've got on the go, as we get ready to step into a brand new year. So if you've listened to us before, welcome, welcome. We are grateful for you to coming back and listening to us. And if you haven't listened to us before, welcome. We like to start our episodes off with this deliciously motivated mindset conversations. We like to start off where we do this check-in. And what we're doing is we're checking in on the 4 pillars that make up you. And that's your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, and your spiritual well-being. And so this wee check-in that we do, we assign ourselves a number on a scale of 0 to 10. And 0 is feeling blissed out, calm, present, zen, peaceful, filled up on all 4 of those pillars. And we actually go up and down the scale all the time. Because 10 is the other end of it. It's feeling discombobulated, stuck, crazy making thinking going on, maybe feeling tired or overwhelmed or stressed out in some way. And so once we assign a number, that actually helps. Sometimes it helps the crazy making thinking. It's like, oh, it's okay. It's because I'm tired. Or it's because I've got this emotion running through me. And so
that makes sense. Yeah, that's
yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
And I don't have to freak out about it or get concerned.
Yeah.
So what we do is we check in and we assign ourselves a number now, and then we encourage you to just assess your number at the halfway point, and then we'll all check in together at the very end of our conversation. So all that being said, what are you at, my dear?
I'm actually going to put myself as a 1.5 because I feel there's a little bit of a niggle going on in my throat.
Okay.
There's that, that little niggle. Yeah, I just feel a 1.5.
Okay. Sounds good. I actually put myself at a 2.0 simply for the same reason. I have a bit of a niggly cough and needing to blow my nose as well. So there's stuff in here. So yes. And it's as simple as that. Then we just let it go.
Yeah.
because it doesn't need to get into a big story. So don't
Mm.
overthink it. Just assign the number and move into whatever it is you're working on
I like
next.
the way you said don't overthink it. I think that's probably got to be a tip somewhere and actually there's a tip somewhere in our topic today for New Year's resolution versus New Year's
Declaration.
declarations is don't overthink things.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yep.
Actually, that could be the very first one.
Well,
as we
why
jump
don't we
into
start
that.
off? We could start it off right like that. Don't overthink things.
Yeah. That's funny because yesterday we were I was doing a training and we were 20 something minutes in and we were still the team was still trying to grasp a specific thing that we were going to deal with. And we're 20 minutes in, they're like, oh, do you think we should just stick with that? And I went, what, the first thing that we actually spoke about in the first minute, stick with that. And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, have you heard of KISS? And they're like, what's that? And I'm like, keep
Keep
it
it simple, sweetheart.
so yeah, beautiful Moira goes, keep it simple, sweetheart. And I'm like, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it stupidly simple. But this is it, because we do, and it was funny, we were like, you mean that same thing we were talking about yes, that same thing. And it is because our minds can go on a damn marathon. So I guess tip number one is don't overthink things.
And keep
This
things
feels
simple.
right. Yeah, and keep it simple. KISS. Keep it super simple. Is it keep it simple, sweetheart, isn't it?
Yes, I say simple, sweetheart. You say something else.
I say stupid. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Before we kick that tip off, I forgot to say, grab your note-taking device, pen, pencil, paper, because we do want to get into sharing tips on this whole idea of resolutions versus declarations. So for my tip here, I want to actually address this idea of resolution versus declaration.
Oh, please.
Because
can we just change declaration to decoration? Yeah. Every
Sure,
time I see
decoration.
I've seen it written down declaration on my piece of paper, I'm like, decoration. I'm like, no, declaration, which is probably the same thing anyway. Yeah.
Well, it could be. So what I want to point out, because I think that New Year's resolutions has kind of got a bad rap. And oftentimes, even the people that set them, I don't know about you, but sometimes by the end of January, they're just a distant memory. But the reason I was really, really excited to talk about this idea of declarations as opposed to resolutions is that when we resolve to do something, we're actually beating ourselves up. So if I say I'm having a New Year's resolution to lose 25 pounds, let's say, that's because I'm not happy in my body and I think that something has to change in order to feel more healthy or look better or things of that. So it's based on there's a bit of punishment based in there, and there's something about saying I'm not right. Right? That it's like I resolve to make this change. And then we can get into criticizing ourselves and things of that nature. Whereas if we make a declaration, we are doing it from a grounded, confident stance of saying, I make this so. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I say a New Year's resolution might be, I'm going to lose 25 pounds, but I could declare that I am a healthy, vibrant, physical being, right?
But see how different that whole sounds, that whole, like, I'm going to lose this, or, I declare that I'm that. You actually you put your stake in the ground.
You've put your stake in the ground, and you also recognize that it's a journey, because now you get to do it in the right pace, at the right pace, at the right rate for you, knowing you're going to get there. Might take a few months, and that's okay, right?
Well, I think the other thing there that just came in then, just when we're talking about this, and so I just want to say to people, I have a feeling today is going to be in no particular order. These
I'm sure
tips, these tips are in no particular order. But the one I'm going to say is trust.
Mm-hmm.
And trust is a really important one to life, to anything in life, no matter what resolution, declaration, world, New Year's, not New Year's, Christmas, every day. Like, trust is so important. And I love how Moira says trust is an inside job. But there's 3 levels of trust. There's trust yourself, trust others, and trust the bigger picture, or trust the universe, like whatever it is. And if you don't, when life goes chaotic, or the shite hits the fan, or whatever,
Or
this
you
is
get
when the trust,
discombobulated.
that's when you're a 10. When you're a 10 in your 0 to 10 PEMS check-in, your trust is pretty broken, and you have to pull that trust out. Pull that little handkerchief that you've got of trust in your pocket. That's like, I can't even find my handkerchief. I don't even know where it is. Who even said there was a handkerchief? Like, everything is too hard. But trust is so important. Trust, believe that this is going to work. This is going to be, life's on the way, not in the way.
Yeah.
That everything is actually is perfect for me right here, right now.
I love that.
I don't really know what else to add to trust, because trust is your warm blanket. Trust is or cooling blanket if you're going through menopause in our house.
Me in this house too.
Yeah. But trust is so important for life.
Yeah, and
I don't really know what else to add to trust.
no, I think that that's a really important tip to bring into this part too, because when we trust, then you're not going to be beating yourself up and saying, well, I have to achieve this, or I have to, take on this healthy habit or release this unhealthy habit. It's just, I'm in the right place at the right time with the right opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So that is, and I like how you always do that. You talk about the 3 levels of trust. It's so important. Trusting yourself, trusting others, and trusting the universe. And then let go. Let go and be in flow.
Yeah,
Right?
you don't have to flog yourself over and over and over. That's probably the wrong word. When I say flog myself, I'm just going to get out of that. Yeah, you don't have to like beat yourself.
I think she's talking about figuratively in her own chattering mind.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. You don't have to beat yourself up over certain things. Like, just trust, and then let it go.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I think, trust. Hand on heart.
Definitely.
Hand on heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. The next tip that I have here, I really encourage all of us, to contemplate and envision, what is it do you want to create? If you're making a New Year's declaration, I'm making New Year's declarations this year. If I'm making a New Year's declaration, then it's a really important part to contemplate, what is the most yummy, auspicious, best outcome that I'm heading for? Because that is you're shooting an arrow out into the universe saying, that's where I'm headed. And so it's about having a confident stance, because you see, you want to envisage your best outcome and then let go and go into the flow of what steps am I going to do now? And then enjoy that step and do the next one and the next one. Because these outcomes, or these declared outcomes, they're not going to show up tomorrow, but you're going to take one step towards it. So it's about contemplating and envisioning. That's kind of the tip. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says with a big sigh.
Yeah, and would like to add to that, flexibility. Like, that everything you write down, even though you write this down, it can be moved. Like, there's nothing in a concrete wall.
This is a tip. This is a tip on its own. I love that. That's you talk about the goalpost can be moved.
Yeah, well, that was because of the lady told me about when I found out I
Yeah.
was pregnant. I didn't know goalposts could be moved. I was like, what? They can be moved? Whoever said they could? And it was more like whoever said they couldn't. But anyway, yeah, be flexible. Just know that the goalpost can move. That's that with everything, everything. And that is also you can move them, but others can move them as well.
But you see, this goes along with this idea that I'm threading through this entire conversation today is this thing about making declarations, because declarations are from such an empowered space. Maybe feel empowered is a really big tip here too. So feeling empowered, knowing and embracing and telling yourself the truth about the power of you being a creator being. You're a creator being and you're doing it in collaboration with the universe and in collaboration with others around you, but it's about really feeling into what is it you want to step into. And recognize that it's always a work in progress. We're always works in progress and always becoming more aligned and more harmonious and more telling ourselves the truth about what it is we want to experience more of. And to your point about being flexible as we move forward, I'm trying to think of an example. Is let's say we say, okay, I want to create a course. Let's say I want to create a course. So that's my declaration, is to create a X length of time course. And as I move towards it, I start realizing, oh, this is a true story. I start realizing, oh my goodness,
I
there's
love
more
that.
stuff in here. There's more stuff. I need to shift that it's not going to be a 3-week course, it's going to be a 3-month course. Right. And so it's by feeling into and getting in progress with it, but then seeing how do I feel about myself as I walk toward that declared outcome, because it's not set in stone, right?
Yeah. I think we have these expectations. The word expectations comes in here, like and it goes back to that trust as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just check in with your expectations. Are they realistic? I don't really know what to say.
Well, but that's the important part too, is that if you have an expectation, that's okay. We all do. We all do those
Oh, well, you
expectations.
can't get through life without having expectations.
Yeah. But then we can have a light hold on those expectations and hold on to them only as long as they are relevant. Because if you expect that it's going to take you X amount of time to create something or to have something resolved, and then as you start going down towards it, it either gets done or it doesn't, then you can release that expectation and have a sense of humor with it. Like, oh, I thought it was going to be this amount of time, but who knew? Here we are.
Yeah, who knew?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So and I think we talked a wee bit about this in our last episode about the checking in. Are your expectations realistic? And sometimes it's really good. This could actually be a really good journaling experiment for you, is to journal out, list out, write out all of your expectations around your New Year's declarations, around your intentions or your vision of what you want to create, and feel into it in the new year up ahead, and then communicate them, discuss them, share them, and allow, mind you, as I said, that it's like, do that with people that you trust, that you,
Yeah,
that,
like
that,
us.
yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Share them with us. You don't want, the reason I'm saying that is, and I'm thinking of a Napoleon Hill quote, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, where he said, be very mindful of who you share your heartfelt intentions goals,
Mm.
visions, dreams with, because if you shared it with a person that you knew would sort of say, well, you can't do that. That's not possible. There's no way a
Yeah.
person like you can achieve that. Then if you
And then
did
you
that,
take that,
well,
and
you
then
would-
you take that and stick it
100%
to
you
you.
would. Yep.
Yeah.
But the truth
Yeah.
is you created that because you talked to someone who you hadn't, who you, because we all know who the naysayers are around us. I know who the
Yeah.
naysayers are. You're not going to talk to them. And so just be very mindful of that, because this is this idea of what's your expectations, are they realistic, and communicate them. But communicate them to people that you know have your back and have your best interests and kind of believe similar things to you. They don't have to think exactly the same as you, but
You
I'm
definitely
thinking
want
about,
people who, yeah, you want people who poke you and go, are you sure that's it? And what about this? Like,
yeah,
you want
that's what I
people to
mean.
stretch you,
Yeah.
stretch your mindset, but not to burn out material.
Exactly. So not criticize you or snigger at your ideas, but definitely kind of say, oh, but have you thought about this? Or what about this? Or that's a great idea, but how about this?
Mm.
So that's that's why I'm saying is this is a great journaling exercise. What's your expectations? Are they realistic? Do you like them? Sometimes we can write things down and then we can realize that there's a story attached to it. I thought I was supposed to do this because people of my ilk do this, but you know what? I don't really want to do it. And so that can kind of come to your awareness
Or it
too
could be
as you're doing.
somebody else's idea.
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Yeah.
And I know two amazing people who can help you with that, and that's Deborah and Moira.
Yes.
But
100%.
we can definitely lift that and unpack it, and with the only intention of finding a resolution at the end.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
with
definitely.
laughter. One of the things we haven't got on here, which is fun and laughter.
That's
Like
super important.
glitter bomb yourself. Yes, glitter bomb. Glitter bomb. But have fun and laughter with whatever you're doing. And I know there's times when you just feel like it's inappropriate to laugh. I get that, Sometimes there's times, but just make sure that there's the things you are doing are actually invigorating and lighting you up and feeling right.
That's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, glitter bomb. So straight off that, the next tip that I have is appreciate what you have done, what you've experienced, what you've created. This is a really important part, I think, that helps really up-level your confidence and actually help you get into this vibe of making a declaration for what you want to experience. It's time to it's such an important part, and so many of us are conditioned, me included, conditioned not to think it's good to just pause and say, wow, I rocked that. Look at what I created. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so appreciative of the tenacity and the grit and the gift and the talent that I already have, that I've been using to get to this point. I have this conversation with clients of mine, and they go, we talk about this, that as a child, it was like, oh, don't get all swell-headed. Like you're puffing yourself up. And so it's kind of like
swell-headed. I've never heard that. That's cute.
yeah, it's not so cute because it then entrained you to say, okay, I can't toot my own horn. I can't say, yay me, look what I created, look what I
Oh
achieved.
yeah.
Right? So it is important. In fact, it's almost, I would go to say it's essential to tell yourself the truth about what you're good at, what you've achieved. So this is bringing, hey, now I'm saying appreciation is an inside job.
Yeah. Well, that just jumps into the next tip is love. And when I
Yeah.
say love, for your resolutions and your declarations and for your New Year's being, I'm just going to say if we sum it up to the New Year's being, is love others for who they are, but also love yourself for who you are. Like love all of you, whether you feel like it or not. If you just love and appreciate yourself for trying to do things, giving it a go, not giving it a go, whatever it is. But the moment you start loving yourself and for others for who they are, your world is definitely going to change. There's going to be a spring in your step without even knowing there's a spring that's been missing in your step.
I love that. I think that that's such an important piece. And I actually would add into that, it's unconditional love.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
unconditional love, because we don't want any conditions. Well, I'll love you if you achieve that. I'll love you if
You
you
did the dishes.
if you pick the socks up off the floor.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah.
unconditional. So you deserve your own unconditional love and acceptance. And to the degree that you can gift yourself with that and make
Yeah.
that declaration that I gift myself my own unconditional love and acceptance, then you can do it for others. You can unconditionally love and accept others as they are, not as you would have them be, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Do I love that?
That has a little warmth in my heart now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, see, that shifts your number if you were closer to a 10, closer to the next one. Yeah.
Yes. Loving yourself unconditionally. And I think that does bring that whole piece of acceptance in, right?
Mm. Yeah, totally. And I think I know we haven't talked about the 4 agreements on here, but one of the things, when I think about this, with our New Year's declarations, is the 4 agreements are great.
Perfect.
They're
They're
just it
ideal for
just
this. Yeah.
brings it back to that is don't make assumptions.
Mhm.
Don't take anything personally.
Mhm.
Even just saying that, don't take anything personally. I love that one.
Mhm.
Be impeccable with your word and always do your best.
Yeah.
And when you think about the 4 agreements, that's, if you can live by those the best you can
Yeah.
in your New Year's declarations, but even just breathe through those through the day, there's a big shift in your energy anyway.
I really like that, because the one that I'm really drawn to in this New Year's declarations idea is being impeccable with your word.
Mm.
But of course, that's all starts internally, is the thoughts and the words and the ways you talk to and about yourself.
Yeah.
Profoundly important with this idea of because we are all works in progress. And so, you might make a declaration of, I'm going to create this, or I'm going to, aspire to this level of fitness, or I
Yeah.
talked about weight. So I'm going to, but then it's about finding that right rhythm for you, knowing that you're going to get there. It's just finding the
Mm.
right rhythm and knowing that sometimes it's going to be like a sprint and other times it's going to be like a snail's pace. But when you use it and use those 4 agreements, then it all just becomes such a beautiful flow of
Mm.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
I'm at the right place at the right time, right?
Well, even with the 4 agreements, I was just thinking the first one, don't make assumptions. Don't assume you can do it. Don't assume you can't do it. Just assume you're going to jump on that train and you're going towards the end result. And then all those other things, be flexible, have that trust, that it's going to happen. But the 4 agreements are vital, I think, for everyday life.
They
Always
are,
do
I
your
agree.
best. Be impeccable with your word, and your word is yourself and others.
Mhm.
What you say to yourself and to others. Don't take anything personally, and then don't make assumptions. Yep, I love the 4 agreements with everyday life, but also especially with our New Year's declarations.
Absolutely. I The other thing too is that, and this is going to be a tip all of itself, is this is the time of year, as we're recording this, that there's a great time to review the past year. Now we're stepping into the new year. But the whole part is that you are the author of your own story. So how has your story been serving you? Are you stuck in a paradigm of outdated, outmoded story? And is it time to write a new script? And it could be as simple as saying, up until this point, this is how I've done things. But right now, I'm changing it all up. I've got new habits, new mindset. I'm going to use different words. And you have the power to do that because we're never stuck to a paradigm. We can always choose. And you know, Deb, you know how much I love that word choose. That's the power we have. Always choosing. So there is never a I have to or I should. The woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's like, no, wait. If I'm getting into a loop of woulda, coulda, shoulda, or I have to do this, it's time to say, wait. Maybe I need to write everything down that's going through my mind, and I'm going to choose. Now I'm going to choose. Maybe I choose to take things at a different pace. Maybe I choose to put things off to the side and say I'll come back to that later when I've got more of a bandwidth for it. Right? So this is the thing about choosing your own narrative, and also giving yourself permission. This is bringing in a wee bit of flexibility. Is if I walk into a narrative and I walk forward with it and I go, oh, this isn't quite in alignment with my heart's energy, then I can choose it. I can change it, and I can choose something different, right?
Choosing is choose. Even just I choose this. My
Just
whole
saying
shoulders,
I choose this. Yeah.
Yeah, my whole shoulders is, this is me. My mum wants me to do something, but I'm choosing to do it.
Yeah.
Just even that, it's not dictated that it's so maybe we can add something in here about with that chooses. Choose your language.
Yeah.
Could we say like choose what's your language? Be aware of your language. Your just language. And I'm not talking about swearing, because I never swear.
That's the one. And I think I've said this on previous conversations, is I like to encourage people to reframe the I have to I choose to, or I get to.
Well, see, I changed mine
You say
to
I love to. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if I don't love to do it, but if you don't want to do your ironing, I love to iron. Just even saying that, it just goes, even though you don't, or you do, but I love to iron. I love to clean the house today. But it just, but even choose is just such a different energy word. Yeah. Yeah. But that language, choose to, instead of I have to. I have to is just I'm going to put my gumboots in the mud and move along very heavily. Like that's just an a-hole.
Well, it's the thing is words have power. It's so important to acknowledge that words have power. And so, like you say, if I'm gonna, I have to do this. I have to, or I should do this.
But your whole everything,
It's
even
like
when you say
everything's
that,
bleh.
but even when you say that, I have to do this, even I feel the pain.
Yeah.
Like I'm taking
There's
on your
heaviness
pain,
in it.
and it's not even
Heavy.
my bloody thing. But that's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, I have to go put the rubbish out. Oh, well, I don't want to be doing it, but I feel like I've just taken on your stuff. But yeah.
That reminds me, and I'm putting this as a tip, but all by itself, is responsibility. New Year's declarations is an invitation to take responsibility for everything that you're creating and experiencing. And
even if you don't want to, just wake up, okay?
But remember that responsibility is a gift. It's the ability to respond to everything around you.
Yeah.
And so it's such a beautiful piece around choosing your words. I get to do this. And I love to do this, right? As opposed to I have to, or oh, she wants me to do it, so I have to do it. Well, as soon as why I said I'm saying responsibility in this is that you're giving your power away to somebody else if you're saying I have to do it because this person told me to.
Yeah.
Whereas, whereas I could just say, oh, I choose to do this. I get to
Well,
do
see
it.
that, I know when you go to the gym or you go to the, somewhere and they say, get a buddy,
Mhm.
buddy up, an accountability buddy. And I love those ideas of accountability buddy, but you got to make sure that you get an accountability buddy that gels with you.
Definitely.
I got an accountability buddy with one of the courses I'm on, and I'm with a gentle, soft spoken, nurturing, beautiful, harmonious, peaceful woman.
Oh,
And
sounds a
I'm
wee bit
buddying,
like me. Sounds a wee bit
and
like me.
no, she's like far, far left, and I'm far, far right, or the other way. I'm far right, I'm far left, and she's far right. But what I remember when I met her, I was like, there is no way I'm going to like you. There is no way I'm going to gel with you. There is no way I'm going to learn anything from you.
Mm.
So then my ego brain got tucked back into my pants, into my pants to stay down there, and just listen. And I have learned so much from her.
That's cool.
And she's a beautiful soul. She's a beautiful, beautiful soul. Now, she's not somebody I would like to buddy up with.
Mhm.
I mean, admittedly, I actually told her that right from the start, and she said, that's good because I never liked you. Was her response to me as I was still talking about.
I love it. I love it.
When you said it, okay, well, why don't you like me? Everybody likes me. What's your problem? But the way we've got together now, we get together twice a week and we actually gel, and she is a beautiful soul. So I want to say buddy up with somebody, but also be aware that this is your life, your world, but don't let your ego brain take over that you know more.
Mm.
Deborah.
Deborah.
That's a Deborah. But my ego brain was, I'm not going to learn anything from her. For goodness sake, there's nothing I'm going to learn from her. Look at her, listen to her. And I've learned so much in a beautiful way that would not be. So get yourself an accountability person with your New Year's declarations, but also it's your final say. Definitely get somebody who can, I don't know how to word it all, but yeah, but just watch that ego brain.
So one thing that I would say though here is that buddy up and get an accountability partner if that's how you're wired.
Because yes, totally.
Truth be
I'm
told,
not wired like that.
Yeah, because truth be told, not everybody's wired to be like that. So if you try, and it's got nothing to do with whether they gel or not, because to be honest with you, I'm not an accountability partner type person. It doesn't stop me learning from other people and having really deep, beautiful, wise conversations. But that accountability piece, and it partly, like I said, it's to do with our own wiring, our characteristics. And what I'm referring to here is human design. Human design, if you know what your human design type and inner authority, it can actually help inform you how you best set New Year's declarations and how you best envisage your outcomes and check in with yourself. So I like your tip, but I just wanted to put a wee caveat on there.
Well, I also, and I know Moira and I have talked about, Moira and I talked about Moira and I, but I think that's the other thing is also, to have the right people around.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
have that right people around. But also be aware, and I'm just going to say for our declaration is our ego brain. My ego brain was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to learn from her. There's no way. I don't even know why I'm buddied up with her. Just because we're the only ones in that time zone. That's literally how we got together. I'm like, oh, well, that's stupid how the universe paired us together. And she's just such a beautiful soul. But when I first met her, I'm like, how am I going to cope? How am I going to cope?
So well done on you. Well done to you
clearly
for
thought the
creating
same
that.
for me. Yeah, a beautiful. Could, feel complete when I even think of her. She just gives me a warm fuzzy if I think of her. I think,
Good.
oh, I'm talking to her today. It's
Good.
pretty much like when I get on my calls with Moira. I'm like, oh, Moira tomorrow. Oh, Moira tomorrow. Wow. I think our time's well and truly up because we've got a little bit over. Which is our New Year's I'm the timekeeper. I'm a shocker for timekeeper. I move a piece of paper and go, there's the time. That's right. Time's up. New Year's resolution versus New Year's declarations. What's going to happen now is Moira and I are actually going to recap all our tips we've given you. So if you didn't get a note-taking device, grab it now and just go through and see if we've missed any off. We're not intentionally going to miss anything off, but just see if we've missed anything off and let us know what resonates with you. So we're jumping straight in here, Moira. Tip number 1.
Tip number 1 was don't overthink things.
That's right.
You said keep it simple. Keep it simple, sweetheart. And then Debz is different. Keep it simple.
Stupid.
But it is.
Or keep it stupidly simple. Keep it don't overthink things. We overthink so much, and the world is, we don't need to overthink. Just do it, then change it and tweak it. And okay.
Well, it's really important to come into touch with your feelings and come into your heart wisdom. That's why it's also extremely important not to overthink things.
Yeah. Perfect. The next one is where Moira actually broke down resolution versus declaration. And when in my notes, she talked a lot on it, but I just took very brief notes, so Moira might just have to pick this piece up. So resolution is where you criticize yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
And declaration is where you feel grounded, confidence, and you're having a stance.
Yeah. So you're saying make it so. A declaration is I make it so.
I declare. That's it, done.
I declare this is happening. Whereas I resolve to fix this, or I resolve to do things better. So it's fixing something, or it's kind of got a bit of a punishment-based idealism around it. Yeah. We want to let that go.
Yeah.
Yes. The next one, this is where Deb talked about trust. And I've always said trust is an inside job. But I also like how Deb likes to make us be aware of the 3 layers of trust. So you got to trust yourself, you got to trust others. And of course, when you trust yourself, you can trust others. Even if it's, I trust this person is going to not do or will do, that's still a level of trust. And then, of course, trusting the universe. The universe has always got your back, even if you don't always believe that.
Yeah. Why me? Why did it happen to me?
Yeah, we don't do whys.
Yeah, why is that hamster wheel thing? Yeah, that's the one. The next one I've got is contemplate and envision. I didn't write any other notes to that, Moira. I just wrote contemplate and envision.
I like them. Contemplate and envision. So my idea was to contemplate and envision your best outcome, your best auspicious self. So, and that's a beautiful way to make a declaration. I am that. I am that outcome. I'm creating that. I'm heading that way.
Yeah, that's it. Done. Yeah.
Which actually beautifully fed into the next one where you talked about being flexible. Actually, you were talking about it when I said the contemplate and envision. I said that it's really a separate tip because it's about you've illustrated that before about you can move your goalposts. You can move your goalposts on a declaration you've already made or a goal you've already made, but the universe can too. And so it's kind of being flexible to see what shows up and know you can deal with it. Right?
Yeah. Yes. And know that Moira and I
we got your back too.
You. We're here for you. Yep, we've got your back on one side of the world and one on the other.
Yep. So you're cocooned. You're cocooned.
Yeah, you're cocooned. That's it. The next one I have is glitter bomb. Is that what you've got? Glitter bomb. Deborah's words. Glitter bomb. Have fun and laughter.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
I have one before that, but I'll do that. So fun and
Oh.
laughter and glitter bomb.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Make sure that whatever you're doing is fun. You have laughter and you glitter, and it lights you up.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The one that I had right before that was about expectation. And so I was encouraging people to use this as a journaling, like write down all your expectations and check in. Do they resonate? Because my example there was sometimes we ascribe to things that, oh, I have to create this, or I have to learn that, or be this, or ascribe to, or intend. And then as we write them down and visit with them, it's like, oh, I actually don't want that. Doesn't align with me. So it's about what are your expectations? Are they real? Are they yours? Are they authentic? And communicate them, but communicate them with people that will not criticize you, but will perhaps stretch you or point things out that you may not be visiting with or including. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking of my expectations. I'm going on a tangent. My head's just going, oh, what expectations do I have for New Year? And what am I declaring? I just fun thing. My turn?
Yep.
Or you? Okay.
Nope, it's your turn.
Appreciate. Is that the one you were up to now?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
it is. Yep.
Appreciate. Appreciate. That's it. Appreciate what you're doing, what you've done, what you've experienced, what you're creating. Appreciate when you appreciate.
Yeah.
What's that thing?
What you appreciate appreciates.
Yeah, that's
yourself included. And so I was saying that, like, pat yourself on the back, acknowledge and appreciate what you've achieved, what you've created, what you've done.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one.
Yes. The next one I have here is that to love and accept, unconditionally love and accept yourself. And by doing that, you can actually unconditionally love and accept all those around you. But it has to start within.
It's not that hard, people.
You deserve. In fact, your innermost being is actually asking for it, asking for your own unconditional love and acceptance.
Unconditional. I love that word. Unconditional.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It always has been such. Mind you, I remember having a conversation with somebody, and this is something maybe we need to dive into in a future episode, because the conversation, I can't remember who this conversation was I had, but they didn't like the word unconditionally, because they were saying in order to have unconditioned meant that you had conditioned somewhere.
Okay.
And so it's like to your point about the words that you don't jive with, maybe we need to think of a more evolved word for that one. But anyways, in the meantime, we're going to unconditionally love that word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just think of that love.
Love bubble. Do you have
love bubble? The next one I had was 4 agreements.
Yes.
The 4 agreements, and they can come up into anything in life, anything. But definitely for New Year, I mean, everything is don't make assumptions. Even to say that, I'm like, I'm assuming somebody's going to do something wrong today. Look at me straight away. Like, don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personally. That's they're all beautiful, but that's a beautiful one at Christmas time with all these New Year's crazy stuff. Don't take anything personally. Be impeccable with your word. That's another way of saying don't be an a-hole. Oh, yeah, okay.
Use kind, loving words. We're talking about this right after saying loving and accepting unconditionally. So when you're being impeccable with your word, you're using kind, loving, nurturing, beautiful, soothing words.
Yeah, definitely. And the last one is always do your best. Always do your best. Always do your best. Always do your best. The 4 agreements are not just for this time of year. If you can you can have them on your phone, print them out, have them handy,
Yeah,
you know, or anything, and just be aware of those things, because it definitely it does help you calibrate throughout your day.
definitely. Most definitely. I love the 4 agreements.
Yeah.
The next one I have is when we were talking about choose. I love that word choose. I choose this all the time. But you can choose to change your narrative. So if you are the type of person that says, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, I should do this, see if you can actually just shift that and say, I get to do this, I choose to do this, I love to do this. Because when you change your verbiage like that, you will actually change your experience. It's that simple. And that's such a beautiful way to really embrace and feel into those beautiful, empowered New Year's declarations that I know you're making. Maybe you already made some.
And I love Moira said 3 words after that, which actually just sums up the whole declaration, New Year's declarations, is words have power.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's just a reminder, you know, when we're doing our declaration, words have power.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
The next one I have is take responsibility.
Mhm.
Take responsibility to the life you're in. Take responsibility to the life you've had, to where you are in the situation. Take responsibility, and it's a gift.
It
Know
is.
that where you are right now is actually a gift.
And always remember that word responsibility is the ability to respond. That's why it's a gift. The ability to respond.
Yeah.
I only have one more. The last one I have here is the one where you were talking about buddy up. Buddy up with somebody, get an accountability partner. And then I added the little caveat to it saying only
The
if you're
beautiful
wired
thing
that
about
way.
yeah, so that's your human design.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, that not everybody is wired to like if you're a real powerful manifester, for instance, you may not want to have somebody as an accountability. That may actually dampen your creativity. So it's to have the awareness of how are you wired. Like I said, I'm not wired to have one to do it that way myself. So
Well, I know every time I talk to Moira, I know the day before I'm like, oh, yeah, you get to talk to Moira tomorrow. she's my buddy. She's my buddy up.
absolutely.
Yeah, clearly,
Our
clearly,
buddy
clearly.
conversations are pretty awesome. I look forward to them too.
That's our deliciously motivated mindset conversations, and all the ones that we do outside of here.
Yes. When we haven't
we
pressed
go,
record.
oh, we probably should record by now. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Wow, that's our tips for New Year's resolution versus our New Year's declaration for our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. I trust you got some golden nuggets, and let us know what ones were valuable to you that you're going to implement and what ones you're not. Like, let us know. That would be super awesome.
Yeah,
And
love
so
that.
at the start, we did our PEMS: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. I've got the yawns on now at the end of that's interesting.
Over and
okay.
out.
Yeah, that's it, even though it's very early in the morning. Our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And so we did our check-in, and you were checked in at the start, you checked in halfway, and now we're going to check in at the end. And our intention is to bring you closer to the 0. So, and it's just a number. Just a number, acknowledge it and move on. So where are you, Moira?
I was a 2 at the beginning and I'm 0 now for sure. I'd put myself at a 2 at the beginning because I had a bit of a runny nose and sore throat and cough, and I have none of that now, which I'm actually thrilled about because it feels like that means that I did access whatever niggly piece came out. So I'm quite happy with that 0.
Well, I believe I was a 1.5 because I wrote 1.5. So I didn't know if that was you or me. Okay, perfect. all of a sudden I've hit the wall in this last
you yawning.
3 minutes. Yeah, the last 3 minutes I've just gone, whoa. So I don't know what that is. So I'm going to say I'm 0.5 because I'm going to find out what that is.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's make a declaration that I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah, glitter and away I go. So that's where I'm at. I'm at a 0.5 and Moira's at a 0. So let us know where you're at. Let us know where you're at so we can see what shifted within you. So if you liked today, because clearly we're going to ask you to do something from this. If you liked today, the next step for you is to go into our Facebook group and comment and let us know what tip you loved the most for our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. New Year's resolution versus New Year's declarations.
Hey, she said declaration and not decoration.
I know. I was
for
like,
you.
is it
Good for
declaration
you.
we're writing? Yeah, for the first time. So thank you, Moira, for listening. Thank you, Moira, for joining us. Thank you, listeners, for listening and for the input you're going to have from here. And thank you, Internet, for holding up. I have to say
Definitely.
that.
Yes,
Because
definitely. Thank you.
didn't know
Thank
if
you.
today was going to go. But yeah, today, appreciate today. New
Appreciate-
Year's
Definitely.
declarations. It's time.
2024 is an auspicious year. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Well
awesome.
done. Well done. Have a fabulous year, people. Have a fabulous day, divine day, whatever that brings for you and means for you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We'll be back with you next for our next episode. Thanks,
Yes.
Deb. Thanks, listeners. Bye.
Bye.